Hello, welcome to The Real Bit Wars. I'm Chris, and for those of you that have watched this show for a while, you may remember in older episodes, I would always share what games I've beat recently. Well, this year I haven't beat that many games, and some of them that I have played are games I've already beat. I've just kind of been revisiting some old classics, but I do have 3 of them here that I beat just recently. One of them was a pickup you might have seen in a video a little while back, Lolo 3. So I had beat the first 2. As soon as I got this, I had to play through and conclude this one as well. Probably longer than the other 2, maybe a little bit more difficult, although the second one was pretty challenging as well. But took me a while, but I did get through this game. And now I really want to get some of the Eggerland one, which is what the series was called in Japan. There were games on like the disc system, the Game Boy had one in like the Netherlands or something like that. So I want to import the rest of these because I really enjoy this series. Okay, then after I finished that one, I was just looking for something easy. So I beat The Little Mermaid on the NES and the, what's the full title of this one? Mickey's Ultimate Challenge. 5 magical puzzles full of family fun. I don't know, I didn't remember what the heck this was about, and I popped it in and it's like a little kid's game. Dude, that stuff is intended for children. Why can't you do something a little more mature? Like take me for example. Recently I picked up this Jurassic Park book. Does that say the deluxe junior novelization? What, you mean this wasn't written by Michael Crichton? Yeah, so anyway, Little Mermaid is just one of those Capcom games. I had never beaten it, so I decided to go ahead and do that. Took a couple of tries, actually. One of those earlier levels kept killing me, but yeah, once you get into the swing of it, this is not very challenging at all. And yeah, this one is like for very small children. And when I popped it in, I very quickly realized that this was definitely for a younger demographic. It took mere minutes to conclude the whole thing, so whatever. Can't say I would necessarily recommend either of these, but I beat them, so yeah. And then on to the pickups. First, I got some movies I'll show you. A VHS tape, Drop Dead Fred. Usually, I do not pay much money for VHS tapes. This was a few dollars because this sucker is out of print. And I have not watched this movie in such a long time. Maybe it's not as good as I remember. And this instantly gives me sort of a wave of nostalgia because I can recall the only time I ever saw this was at a sleepover at my friend Brandon's house when we were just little kids. So like right when this came out, he rented it and we watched it and we enjoyed it. So yeah, it's just kind of going to be fun to go and check it out again. And now my wife is intrigued. She's like, why did you spend that much money on a whole like $5 or whatever it was on a VHS tape? So now she wants to watch it with me. So yeah, we're going to check this out one of these evenings. And this next one is pretty exciting. I got The Simpsons Season 12 box set. And the reason why this is significant is this was the only one I was missing. They've released the first 20 seasons and I stopped buying them at one point and I couldn't quite recall why. And then when I got this one, I remembered. The packaging was terrible. Like on this one, there's this little card just glued to the back. And that actually folds around here and that serves as like the flap to close it. And then they switched over from like a plastic tray to these weird like cardboard accordion things. And there's plenty of cool looking artwork in here and everything. It's just not the most desirable thing. So yeah, at one point I stopped buying them and then began picking them up secondhand. So it took me a long time to finally conclude that. But yeah, I have the first 20 seasons and it was pretty cool because this guy had the cheapest copy on eBay. I put it in my watch items list and he almost immediately sends me an offer, 50% off. So this was only a couple dollars. And I asked if he offered combined shipping. He said yes. Looked through his other items and I saw these 2. The Simpsons Gone Wild and Kiss and Tell. Now, given the fact that I have all of the seasons, I didn't necessarily need these, but it dawned on me that of all of the American video releases, whether it be DVD or VHS, these were the only 2 I didn't have other than that box set. So I thought, why not just conclude the whole set? And again, the guy offered me a major discount. So these 2, along with the season 12, I only spent a few dollars total on all of it, so I was pretty satisfied with that. Bro, you still watch The Simpsons? Unlike this Duff beer, everything they do is just stale and difficult to swallow. Anyhow, on to the rest of the pickups. I got some cool video games to show you guys. So by now, I'm sure you know about me and Bomberman. I got Bomberman DX for the PS2. This is a kart racing game, and it's a sequel. There was a first one. DX is basically like a revamped version of it with some extra content and stuff. Hopefully someday I can get the regular one to go along with this. Haven't played it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Even though it's not your conventional Bomberman game, it does look as though one is unlockable there on the back, so. And I completely forget what this one is called, so I'm gonna have to put it on the bottom of the screen for you, but we got this I want to say it's like a Bomberman Bokugan, or perhaps part of the Beta Man series. I don't know. Put it in, tried to play it a little bit with everything in Japanese. It was kind of difficult to understand what was going on, but I do run into that once in a while with these Bomberman games when I import them because, as you probably know, I'm just trying to collect all of them. And then these last two here are for the countdown. On the Super Nintendo, we got Hammerlock Wrestling and Basson's Black Bass. I actually really enjoy fishing games, especially the old Super Nintendo ones. They're a lot of fun. This one's kind of difficult to track down because anytime I would search for it online, Super Black Bass would pop up in the search rather than Basson's Black Bass. I'm not entirely sure if there's any difference between the two. I'll have to compare them one of these days, but yeah, I don't think there are any more fishing games on the Super Nintendo I need. I'll have to look into that. But that does it for today's episode. Thanks for watching.